بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله كما هو أهله والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين وخاتم نبينا بالقاسم محمد
اللهم صل على محمد
وآله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين واللعنة دائمة على أعدائهم أجمعين من الآن إلى لقاء يوم الدين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Alhamdulillah, very nice to see you here. And today the subject we will talk about is that what are the elements of human decline? Because whenever we do something in our life, doing means constructive work is very important. But before doing constructive work, to stop the destruction is more important than making a building. For example, if I'm making every day a building and somebody is coming and destroying it, so we see I'm losing every day what I'm getting. So in the same way in life and in the religion as well, so we should look for the elements of destruction and the elements of human decline first. Then we can go for the positive stuff. So here actually there are many elements of human decline. So but we will try to talk about the most important and the most dangerous one. Let me show you some people actually throughout the history who failed. You probably might recognize this guy in some movies. Who is him? Do you have any idea? Actually, this guy is in the movie, maybe the reason the movie that was made in Iran, movie was not very famous. Or this one.
Yeah.
Who is he? Ibn Marjan, who is called Ibn Ziyad as well. Or this one, Umar ibn Sa'd, he is famous one. Or this one, Shim. Okay, the first one was Yazid actually, in one of the movies, this was his character. These are, four famous character related to Karbala. Yazid was the one who gave the order, and Ibn Ziyad was a governor of the Kufa, and Umar ibn Sa'd was the person who took the army to Karbala, and Yazid was Shimr was the person who killed Imam. So these are, four characters in the history who declined and failed. And out of these, especially the one which was really a good guy before, which one was him? Both of them, both of the last two, Umar ibn Sa'd and Shimr. They were very good guys before. And if you go opposite one, here we have good character of who is he? Malik Ashtari, yeah. And yeah. This one is, actually this was also in Mukhtar movie. Habib ibn Madahir was one of the character. And this, Musa ibn Aqil, yeah. So alhamdulillah, these are people who succeeded in their life. And they became a role model for people. And for now, for us as well, who are living 14th century, who came and who were born 14 centuries later. So inshallah, we'll go forward that what are the elements of human decline. So I want to say to you, what do you think? What are they? Do you have any idea about the element that you're thinking are the reason of human destruction and decline?
Greediness.
Sorry?
Greediness.
Greediness?
Like wanting the world's desires.
Yeah, right.
Wanting to be correct.
Wanting to be?
Right. Correct.
That's the element of decline. That's element of probably opposite to human decline. Want to be correct and good. Yeah. And do you have any idea that you think that humans are destroyed because of these elements? Like you've seen the people as well in the picture, you can imagine about them as well. Like desires or greed.
Selfishness.
Selfishness can be one of them, yeah. And any other sisters can say. All right, so we will start some of them. Like these are some of the elements that we can, is it there on the screen? Yeah. Like Nafs Amara, which is the enemy inside. Or the second one, shaitan can be the element, devil. Or we can say food means what we are eating, and it depends on what type of food we are eating. Is it halal, is it haram? Or the friend, the food is actually written wrong here. And then the negligence. What is negligence? Ignoring. You can say ignoring, but yeah, kind of ignoring is not 100%. Kind of person who is not careful about his religion, that can be counted as well. Or sometimes number 6 is laziness. Some people, that can be really in both lives. It can be elements of one element of destruction, and in the end, show off, which is one of the worst sin counted in worship. Can I go further? Everybody, if somebody wants to write, or can I go further? Okay. All right, and now, now there are some questions from you. Can you answer this question?
Themselves.
Sorry?
Themselves.
Themselves.
If the student fails, it's because he didn't work hard enough.
Uh-huh. Any other idea?
Using a lot of technology nowadays.
Sorry?
Using technology a lot. Like
Mm-hmm. Distraction and technology can be one of the reasons. Mm-hmm. Or like this one is here as well.
shaitan.
Shaitan. Any other one, brother? Sorry?
Tired, like we get tired,
Mm-hmm.
so we want to sleep through. We don't really remember God. We just want
Mm-hmm.
to sleep.
Another one. Another question. Question number 3. What makes us fight with each other?
Power.
Power. All right. What stop us? What stop us from helping poor people?
Greed.
Greed. And what makes us angry?
When we don't get what we want.
Mm-hmm. And what makes us lazy? We want other friends as well to get involved, and sisters as well, if somebody has any answer. And here is one. What made Shimr kill Imam Hussein?
Money.
Money was one of the factors, that's right. And what made Ibn Siyah to kill Imam Hussein?
Government of right.
Government of Ray, that's perfect. Okay, so one of the, in general we can say probably it's all Shaitan's job, all right? He's the one who is making us to do all these things, all right? And Shaitan is making me lazy, come on, exam is too far, you can do it later on, or you can sleep, midnight namaz shab is not really wajib, he can stop us from doing that, or he can stop us from helping poor, oh, you'll get poor, I don't have money for myself enough, so I shouldn't be helping other people, or even different results and answers are given. But here is one answer. If Shaitan is misguiding us, so who misguided Shaitan? There was no Shaitan there before him. So there was a time he was a good guy. Then he was turned into a bad guy. Who misguided him?
His knowledge.
His knowledge. Who?
His own decision.
His own decision.
His nuts.
He was arrogant.
He was arrogant. Yeah.
His nuts.
His nafs. Actually, yeah, that was the answer I was looking for. When you say nafs, all of these things will come in it. His nafs had arrogant. His nafs thinking he was not very knowledgeable. His nafs was thinking that I'm better than him. So when we say Shaitan is one who is misguiding me, but there is one who misguided Shaitan as well. This is why it is said to be when Imam Sahib al-Zaman will come back, and he will be the one who will be killing Shaitan. Shaitan will be killed by our 12th Imam. So people might be thinking, oh, Shaitan will be killed, so we will be very happy. We'll not go negatively. We'll not go toward negative thing. No, still there is something. A spy of us is in our soul. And our nafs example is like a spy which is in our soul, inside us. This spy, he gives information to shaitan about my tendencies. You know, my tendencies toward money. So my spy will inform shaitan he can be attracted with money. Another person's tendency is like, for example, in some other backbiting issues, he can't control his tongue. So shaitan will inform this soul inside. Nafs will go and give information to shaitan and he will misguide us. So it's still when Imam will kill shaitan, people will be misguided. Why? Because nafs is already there. And second thing is that what is the reason, what is the philosophy of shaitan's creation? Do you have any idea why shaitan is created? If he's an evil guy, why God has created an evil one?
Test us.
To test us. Anything else?
To identify the good and the bad.
To identify good and bad. So actually, in other words, we can say shaitan can be the cause of our development. The system we are created in, the system of religion we are in, there is no place of, we can say, hopelessness. We don't have anything called hopelessness. We have hope in everything. Even if, like Imam was kind of imprisoned for 14 years in the prison, he changed in that prison, that threat, into a chance. He says, Alhamdulillah, I found a very good place to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So in every place, we don't have, in our system of Ahlul Bayt, we don't have anything called hopelessness. Even though if shaitan is misguiding me, I should be kind of, in one perspective, I shouldn't be happy. But in another perspective, I should be happy. Means, if shaitan is calling me toward himself more than others, and if I oppose him, so obviously I will be better than other people because I'm spending more energy in opposing shaitan. So means this shaitan will be the reason of my development. He will be the cause of my development. If he was not there, we will be static. But because of shaitan, we are dynamic. We are going higher and higher. So, all right, nafs is one of the elements who all the time misguides us. And so now we will start talking about our own nafs, to know ourselves. Because hadith is saying, Man arafa nafsahu faqad arafa rabbah. Who knows himself, actually he knows his Lord. So unfortunately, we know everything. I know about this mic, I know about this computer, I know about, Facebook, Twitter, everything, editing video clips, all these things. But I don't know information about myself. That's what we want to get now and talk about it. So when it comes to the world, people, when they start talking about the world and the material power, one of the very important questions is there, who is the most powerful one? And what do you think? Who is the most powerful person?
Sorry, person or like God?
No, apart from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is the absolute power. But we are talking about people. Who is the most powerful person? Yeah.
In this world, the one has no power
Mm-hmm.
or money.
Who has money? Money is the power which can give you everything. Some people believe so. Anything else? Money can be, military is a power. Those who have the strongest military in the world, they can be the powerful one. Those who are wealthy, they can be powerful. Numbers, the country which has the largest population can be the powerful as well. Like America, China, all these countries have big powers. They have a population is nowadays a big power. Military is power. Money, economy is power. Sometimes geography is power. You have a country which is, for example, which has Kaaba in it, like Saudi Arabia. They have a geographical power. People have to come and visit that place. Oh, it's wajib for them.
Yeah, but what's the point of like all this stuff if you don't know how to use it? If they don't have the knowledge to use like the population, it's not going to get them to anywhere,
Yeah, obviously you should be utilizing it. Utilize that power. Use that power.
So maybe the most person, I like from what I understood, the person who's most powerful is probably the person with the most knowledge. who knows how to use what he has.
Knowledge is power as well. Another one, which almost we can say, which covers all these things actually, you can say, which covers economy, which covers military, which covers everything. Okay, some people say, maybe they say like person who is powerful, who has a very big body, who is muscle builder, who can pick up 200 kg. Or some people they say powerful is the one who can pull car by his hands or by his teeth, like some people they do it, like physical powers. And different views are there. Some people might say, the boxer, the bodybuilders are the powerful one. But what is the Prophet saying? In our eyes, we have already judged this is power, some mind power, knowledge is power, military is power, population is power, money is power. But what is Prophet, peace be upon him, saying about power? Let's see. The reply is, it is nafs ammara, who is even actually misguided shaitan as well. All right? One who can defeat nafs ammara is the strongest person according to Prophet, peace be upon him. So strength is not counted in power. Strength is not only in money, according to Prophet. Strength is not in military. Strength is not in economical power. Strength is not even in population, because 72 companions were able to defeat 30,000. So they had their population, it was very small. They had no money, 72 companions. They had no military, no proper military weapons. So they lacked all these things, no population, no military, nothing was there. The only thing they had was they were able to defeat their nafs ammara. So same thing, that if I am able to defeat, if you are able to defeat, if a brother or a sister is able to defeat their nafs ammara, so they are the strongest person according to Prophet, peace be upon him, because there were some youths actually, they were like nowadays everybody does, they were competing with each other, fighting, let's see who is powerful. So at that time, Prophet saw them, what are you doing? So they say we are competing each other, who can pick up bigger stone, who can beat the other one, all these things. So Prophet that time, he said this. You think strong, okay, it's good to have a very strong body, it's good to have all these things. But strongest is not the one who has a strong body. Strongest is the one who has the strongest soul in himself. Look at Imam Khomeini. He was 80 years old. But look at his willpower. Like I was saying to my friend when we were actually going back from last majlis, like don't make something your habit. Like he was asking me about me, what's your routine before majlis or after majlis? I told him, I don't have any routine for that. And it's good to not to make a routine. How's that? Means some people might be saying, oh, developing habit is good. All right, developing his habit is good. But try to keep changing your habits. Like for example, you have a habit of sleeping on a big pillow. Try to use a smaller one. You have a habit of sleeping on a soft place. Try to sleep one day on a harder place. You have a habit of reciting Surah Qul Wallah after Alhamdulillah every time. Try to change it. Recite Surah Wan Nas one day. I mean, don't let anything, material or spiritual, your habit. Because we shouldn't be worshipping Allah because of our habit. We should be worshipping because of worship. So when we are keep changing our routines. Sometimes, like Imam Khomeini was 80 years old. What he used to do, sometimes he used to wake up at 3 o'clock for namaz shab, for midnight. Sometimes he used to wake up at 1 o'clock. Sometimes he used to wake up at 2 o'clock. And sometimes what he used to do, sometimes he used to, like namaz shab is 11 rakat, yeah? 8 rakat counted as 2, which are called, what they are called? Namaz shab. And 2 of them are called shafa, mashallah, and one is called witr. Good. So these are 11 rakat. So what he used to do, sometimes he used to split them. Like he slept at 12, woke up at 1, did wuzu, prayed 2 rakat and went to sleep. Again woke up after 1 hour, then again 2 rakat, then he goes to sleep. Why he does like that? He does that to strengthen his willpower. That he can go and wake up, for example, 3 times a night and praying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he was old, he was very weak. Probably if you push him, he's going to fall down. You might be compared to his body, you might be stronger than him. But with his willpower, he has such a strength that he was able to bring a large, big revolution which actually finished the government of, we can say, 7,000 years of government which was going on. And he was able to do that because of his willpower. So here, now the second one is, I've already told you, about this story, that about Prophet, peace be upon him. So here, all of us, we have nafs ammara. And that is, okay, now let me say you, what is nafs ammara? Do we have two different personality? Are we dual personality? No, we don't. We have just one single thing inside us. That is our soul. And how it is, we can't really say. It is like my soul is inside my hands, all these things. No, that's not right. Because if my hand is cut, where this part of my soul will go? So soul is not like that. Soul is something spiritual. So we can't give it a shape. Maybe soul is on top of our head. We have no idea. Maybe soul is some person walking with us. We have no idea. Maybe it's inside us. We have no idea. It's a spiritual being. So, and obviously because of that spiritual being, we can talk, we can speak, and when that departs, we die. So this soul has different tendencies. We call nafs ammara, we call ruh. They're not two individuals inside. It's just one individual. And this one individual has different tendencies. Sometimes it wants to go toward the sin when our iman is weak. Sometimes it wants to go to pray when our iman is strong. So these are different conditions of our soul. So everybody, we can say, me, you, everybody, scholar, Sayyid, non-Sayyid, we all have souls and nafs within ourselves. So the biggest enemy resides in ourselves. That is the worst enemy we have. We don't need any other enemy from outside. The pictures we saw in beginning, they were those people, bad people. They actually, their own enemy killed them. They might be living in the world, but their own enemy defeated them, like Shem, like Umar ibn Sa'ad, all the examples, we have thousands of examples in the history. So this is the worst and the biggest enemy which resides in ourselves. And because of lack of knowledge, we don't know how to tackle this enemy. Okay, so there are many incidents where there were people who were able to defeat nafs ammara. We already have talked about them. We had Shimr, we had Ibn Sa'ad, we have Qadi Shurair. We didn't touch him, probably because I didn't find his picture. Qadi Shurair was a person where before the war and the battle starts in Karbala, actually Yazid was just a king. So he was not a religious scholar. So he was looking for some religious scholars where he can get a verdict, religious verdict and fatwa, that Hussein is wajib al-qatl. Hussein should be killed. So they came to this person, the third one, Qadi Shurair. They told him that we are going for a battlefield to fight with Hussein, but we don't have any verdict. If you can give me the verdict and write it down for us, so we can get a legalization that what we have done is something legal according to the religion. Because at that time, Qadi Shurair was a person, there was a play, they used to be using a cup in order to put pen in it. Not real pen, they used to use the flies and feathers. So there used to be a cup made up of stone or clay. So he picks up that cup and hits it on his head. And it started bleeding. He said, Astaghfirullah Rabbi wa atubu ilayh. Do you expect me to write a verdict that Imam al-Hussein, the son of Fatima al-Zahra, should be killed, wajib al-qatl? I'm not going to do that. So the soldiers who were sent by Ibn Ziyad, they told him, here is the money, a bunch of bags filled up of money. Here is the money, Qazi. You have one night. We will come tomorrow. If you give verdict, we will give you this money. If you don't give verdict, we will take this money back with ourselves. Now they left the place. This guy is looking at the money and thinking himself, what should I do? Should I give verdict or not? Now he's just talking to himself. Then he came to a conclusion, and his conclusion was kind of weird and interesting as well. Do you have any idea what is his conclusion? No. His conclusion was that, Qazi, there are many scholars around Kufa. If you don't write, some other scholar is going to write that. Means I'm not the person. If I'm not going to write, some other person will. Obviously, Hussein is to be killed anyway. if I'm not going to write, this money will go and some other scholar will receive this money. Why am I making my loss? And Hussein is already there to be killed. Means he was not thinking himself effective person of society. He was thinking, if I am one, I'm not effective. While Allah is saying, totally giving a opposite logic in Quran. أَن تَقُومُ لِلَّهِ مَثْنًا وَفُرَادًا. That raise your voice for Allah, even if you are 2 or 1. It didn't say even 3. Means least number, mathna wa furada. Even if you are 2 and 3, you are an effective person. You can do something. You should raise your voice. He was 1, means the least amount of person you can think about it. So he was thinking, I am not effective, which is completely opposite logic of Quran. So these were people in the history who actually were defeated by Nafs Amara. They were weak. They didn't have the willpower. And there were other people in the opposite direction. Hur was a person who was able to defeat his nafs. He was not like other people who came with Imam Hussein. He came with the intention to encounter Imam Hussein. But he had such a pious heart that he was not like Kufis, that he never wrote any letter to Imam Hussein that, come on please Imam Hussein, help us. He was not one of those people who wrote letter. He was not one of those people who supported Imam Hussein from Medina. He was not one of those people who joined Imam within the way. No, rather he was worst. He was extreme. He was standing on the extreme end. He was one of those people who came to encounter Imam Hussein. But he was able to defeat his nafs, and he reached to this position where he was part of 72 companion of Imam Hussein. Salawat ala Muhammad. And so one of the major struggles that Prophet, peace be upon him, all the prophets, 124,000 prophets were facing, was because of the problem that people were having with their nafs ammara. So this was one of the worst enemy which was bothering, annoying the prophets as well. So what is the answer of this question, you think? What is the job of nafs ammara? To defeat us. Any other answer?
To give us the benefits of the dunya without thinking of the akhirah.
Giving us the benefit of dunya without thinking of akhirah. That's a good one as well. Yeah, good. Any other answer? Yeah?
For us to disobey Allah.
Yeah, sorry?
For us to disobey Allah.
Yeah, disobeying Allah is one of the things, yeah, he's doing. And all the time, you remember, Nafs Ammara, he never tells you directly. He's a very clever one. He all the time uses tips and tricks. And that's what many people fall in it, the tricks of shaitan. Because, about Nafs Ammara, you want to say something? No. Nafs Ammara is our soul, and which has been giving supports from shaitan. And shaitan's age, when Prophet Adam was being created, it's said to be, he was 6,000 years old. And now, I don't know how big is the world, how long was the world, from Jesus to almost 2,000 years have gone. And all the way, if you go back to Prophet, probably is going to be, he will be around 10 to 20,000 years old, shaitan. So the more older you are, the more experienced you are. So, and he's a very experienced one, so he knows how to tackle us. He has dealt people before us very cleverly. So in the same way, he uses the tricks for people as well. Like, for example, there's just half an hour remaining for namaz. He's going to say, just sleep 5 minutes. And this is one of the tricks he uses. And you're not going to sleep 5 minutes. You will sleep for 5 hours, definitely. Because you know your willpower. Or sometime he says, first, like looking at na-mahram with haram, if you look at na-mahram with haram, it's obviously with shahwa, with pleasure, it's haram. So he says it's said to be, first look is halal in religious, in sharia. So he's going to be saying, first look is halal, and so continue and carry on, and there's not stop after it. Like one of the shaitan's trick. Or sometimes he might be saying that if somebody is doing riba, I'm not doing ghiba. It's just the truth what I am saying. Ghibat is actually truth, ghibat is something which is true. And there's a fault in that person. And I'm just informing that fault to other people. This is what ghibat is. So, try to justifying his action, Or like, I'm not talking impolitely. I'm just removing informalities, using bad language, bad words, I've heard kids, speaking, very bad language. Why are you saying that bad language? Oh, we are friends, we don't have formalities. And even sometimes in husband and wife also, they are swearing at each other and laughing. Sometimes I'm shocked on them, how these are husband and wife and there is no concept of respect in between. And they're having jokes, So these are the way how Shaitan's tricks are this. Like there was a guy, let me just give you a joke in between as well. There was a guy who was sitting, and look at the trick of Shaitan. This is an example. A friend comes to his friend and says, you look like you are angry. He says, no, I'm not angry. No, you look like angry. No, I'm not angry. He says again, you are angry. No, I'm not. He repeats on and on. He says, I'm not angry. He said, look, you are angry. He makes him angry. So these are the tricks of Shaitan sometimes. He conveys us the same message again and again, which is not in us. So, these are the tricks which we should be aware of it. These are just a few examples, a bunch of examples, which you might find thousands of examples in your personal life. So the reason is, if Nafs Ammara is so dangerous, why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given it to us? This is the second part of the question. Yeah?
To test us?
To test us. Another one?
Like you said before, to push us against it so that we can become better.
Become better? Yeah, it means when we have nafs, means there is a process of development. Obviously we can develop because of that nafs. Any answer yet?
To see how generous we are and how much we can care about people.
Yeah, to see how generous. That's good as well. So, all of, as we said in the beginning, there is no absolute wickedness in the world. Everything which has been there is there for some benefit. Even the earthquake, even the volcanoes. All these things, probably people might die. You might be thinking, oh, that's evil. No, there is no absolute evil existing in the planet. Everything, there is a reason behind it. So, yeah, to make us reach higher level. Same thing, what almost the answer was giving. Because if you compare human being with angels and animals, we are in between. Here are angels, here are animals. Animals have only nafs ammara. They know to eat, to sleep. No matter whose garden is this, they will go and start eating vegetables and apples. Because they are not taught. They are taught, they're created to follow their desires. To sleep wherever it is. They're not going to see, oh, whose house it is, whose land it is. No, they will just sleep there. They will just eat anybody's food. This is what animals' character is. It is. Because they just have nafs ammara. On the other hand, ruh, angels only have positive power. They are taught, they are created to worship, they are created to do all these good things. So these are two other extremes. We are standing in between. We have been given that one part from angels, one part from animals as well. We have something in common with animals and something in common with the angels as well. So humans, they have nafs ammara and ruh as well. That's why we are called ashraful makhluqat. If we defeat the nafs ammara, we will be better than angels. If we are defeated by nafs ammara, we will be worse than animals. Yeah? Means we can go either this extreme or that extreme, because we have the ability to be both. Not only both, to be worse than animal and better than angels. Human being can go both of the extremes, and he has both of the abilities to go to both extremes. And here the second point is, yeah, Allah has given us nafs ammara, all these things, very difficult, very hard to control it, but Allah has given us 4 helpers. 4 inner prophets are there to help us. Do you have any idea what are the 4 inner prophets? Mhm.
Is it the 4 souls?
4 souls. No, that's not. Because out of 4 souls, one of them is nafs amara, obviously. As I said again, the 4 souls are not physically 4 souls. They are 4 moods of one single soul. 4 inner power, I need at least one.
The ability to like tell between right and wrong, like
The ability, you're coming near.
our conscience.
Our conscious, yes, that's one. Yeah, correct.
Maybe another one, our aql.
Our aql,
Our brain.
it is kind of similar to that. Yeah, our aql and conscious and all of these things are. Okay, these are 4 inner supporter to guide us. And let's go one by one. First is our aql, same thing what you said, the wisdom and aql. And second thing, Allah is saying, Ruh, قُلَ الرُّوحُ مِنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّي. And for Ruh, and the weird, interesting thing about Ruh is God has addressed, when he's talking about Ruh, he's saying, this is my command and my order. Means Ruh is something which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us. We can say it's a godly part of us in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Most godly part. Because Allah is invisible, Ruh is invisible as well. Allah is, in philosophy we say mujarrad. Mujarrad, what does it mean? Mujarrad means something which has no weight, no size, which can't be seen, which is totally invisible. How it is, we can't describe it because it is mujarrad. Mujarrad means, we can say, clean from any material qualities. Look at the material qualities should take space, but Ruh is not taking any space. It can be anywhere. Mujarrad means, like for Ruh you have time, material thing need 2 things, space and time. These are 2 main things for material things. But soul don't need any of these things. Soul doesn't need any place to sit. For me, my body, we need a place to step on, to walk on, to sit on. But soul does. And in the same way, soul is not in the control of time. You're sleeping, you dream, for example, of Karbala. What happened? How comes that? How quick your soul is going there? Faster than any available jet in the market or in the world. And it goes and comes back immediately. That's how you dream. When you dream, your soul is leaving one place and going all the way far, a few thousand miles away. And when somebody is shaking your shoulder, immediately coming back and you're back again, conscious. So, soul is power Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given it to us. But unfortunately, this power is kept intact. And we are not using the power of soul. And another third thing Allah has given it to us is fitrat, which we probably discuss in some of the lectures as well. وَأَقِمْ وَجْهَكَ لِلدِّينِ حَنِيفًا فِطْرَةَ اللَّهِ الَّذِي فَطَرَ النَّاسَ عَلَيْهِ لَا تَبْدِيلَ لِخَلْقِ اللَّهِ. That it's our nature. The 4th prophet, it's in our nature. Some people, they say, our soul used to live in a world before this world. And we used to live there, and that was the world before this world. This is why hadith is saying, like a person came to Imam and saying that, when I look at a person, sometime I don't know him, for example, new guy came, I naturally like him. Sometime I don't know him, I dislike him. What's the reason? We didn't even have a chat. There's nothing wrong within him. I don't know why sometime I like one person, why sometime I dislike that person. So Imam says there was a world before this world, and all the souls were kept there. And if there was a friendship between 2 souls in that world, then you will automatically love that person when you see him. If there was a fight at that time in that world between you and that soul, when you look at that person, you automatically hate that person. That's the effect left in that world. So if you see here, what is there? Some people, they say, okay, we were there. What's the benefit of that world? We don't remember anything. Yes, we remember. Who's saying we don't remember? We remember some of the things of that world, which we were before in. What are those? That's our nature. No matter a person living in Africa, America, Muslim, Christian, Jewish, some things we have in common. People hate injustice. People hate cruelty. People love politeness. People love management. All these things, we love them naturally. It's nothing to do with any religion or faith or country or grace. All these things we have in common. So these common things that we have in our nature are those things which are signs left from the world before this. So here is the same example, success, justice, all people love success, all people love justice, and all these things. Or the opposite, cruelty, injustice, all people hate it. And we all have same nature. And the fourth one is our conscious sense of right and wrong. We recite in Surah Shams, والشمس وضحاها بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والقمر إذا تلاها والنهار إذا جلاها والليل إذا يغشى والنهار وما بنى والأرض وما طحاها ونفس وما سواها فألهمها فجورها وتقواها. This is the same thing, conscious. Allah created human being, فألهمها, then He revealed فجورها وتقواها, good and bad to him. We are still talking about inner prophet, not outer prophets. These are inside us. Allah created us and He told us the right thing and the wrong thing. And this is the fourth prophet that we have been bestowed with inside us. So, wisdom, soul, nature, and consciousness.
Just a question.
Yeah.
How would we define the difference between ruh and the nafs?
Yeah. Yeah. I just mentioned a while ago that, ruh and nafs are physically, if you say, anyway, they don't have any physique, they are spiritual. But let me just talk in a physical way to just make it understand. Physically, they are not two. They are just one. There's something called ruh, that's all, finish. And then ruh has 4 different moods. And one of them is nafs ammara, nafs lawwama, nafs mutmainna, all these 4 ruh, 4 moods of ruh. So ruh is just one, unique and one.
So this one of the prophets is the whole soul itself.
Yeah.
Which is all the 4 put together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. And now, but yeah, remember, when we are talking, no. When we are talking about ruh, in this terminology, we consider the positive power of ruh, positive tendency and positive mood of ruh. We are talking about that. Oh, there's a question I remembered. Let's have a gift on that as well. I hope you will have enough gifts for tomorrow. Huh? Yeah. Is that there are few things which are eternal. They will remain forever. There are few things which were forever in past. In which category human falls? Do you understand the question? No. Means there was few creatures, they used to be all the time. There was no time that these creatures were not there. Right? And there were some creatures who came later on into existence. All right? Like us and every person. This is the first category that we are not probably from the first category. I'm not saying 100%, but probably. There were some creatures, they will remain forever. All right? We have a term of azali and abadi. Abadi means forever. Azali means, abadi means it talks about future. They will remain forever. Azali means they were there forever. Before the time was created, these creatures were there. Which one human falls in?
We will remain forever.
Hmm?
We will remain forever.
We will remain forever. Any other idea that do we fall in the first category as well?
I think the second.
Second one.
Yeah.
I think physically we remain in the second one, second one, but then our soul comes from the first one.
Our soul,
So like our existence.
our existence. It shouldn't be saying you are a bit near, but not 100% right.
existence, then we will fall in the first category because Hazrat Adam.
Means in the second one, we will remain forever. You're saying. Yeah.
We were created.
We were created for. It means we were created when time was not there.
Yeah.
We used to be forever.
Yeah.
What's the proof for that?
Because Hazrat Adam.
Hazrat Adam, he was created. He was not all the time. He was created.
I believe that our physical form is
Mhm.
not who we are. Who we are is not like
Hmm?
who we look like in this world or who we seem to be.
Hmm?
Spiritually, I think that makes us who we are, and so that's why I think we come from the first category. And doesn't it say in the where we come from God and we return to God?
Hmm?
So I think that our spirituality
Hmm?
does have a
Mm.
long-lasting.
This question actually was raised in our philosophy when we used to study Islamic and Western philosophy. It's a bit difficult question, which I had just remembered it now. And actually, we fall in both categories. You might be saying, we will remain forever. That's right, because the traffic of creation of human being is one way. When somebody is created, he can't be destroyed. This is the fact. Every time everything which is Allah created it will change its shapes. It will turn from the wood to the fire, from fire to the fume, from fume to the coal, from coal to the dust. It will keep changing its shape. Even Shimmer is not finished. He's there. He's somewhere there burning whatever. Because this is one-way traffic. When we are created, there's no way going back. What's going back? Going back is nothing, called Adam. We came from nothing, all right? When we came out of the world of nothing, we came in the world. Now we will remain forever. That makes sense, which Quran says, all these things say. But we used to be forever is not our physique, is not our soul. We used to be forever in the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He knew in 2016 we will be sitting here forever. Because God never develops. Yeah? God never progresses. He has a complete and entire knowledge forever. The progress is good for us. For God, progress is not good. Because He has, progress means you should receive some extra information, an extra thing. And God has everything. He never receives anything extra. Because He never develops. He never goes progress. Because progress is for us good, but for God is not good. When we were not even born, not created, no Adam, nothing was there. But God knew here, after Muharram, we will sit on the chairs and we will have this workshop. So we were there in the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We used to be forever. And our soul will remain for our future forever. So this is an answer to this question. All right, let's come back to the topic. So where did we reach? Oh, down one if you love something. Okay. Okay, this is the final last sentence here, which probably you can see it clearly. It's just nature of human being to reply ihsan with ihsan. To reply good thing with good thing, which is a part of example of human's common nature all around the world. All right. Yeah, there is a good question that if we continuously commit sins, will our inner profit goes? Another gift for this question as well. Yeah.
I don't think it goes, but it weakens.
It weakens.
Because it's going to be there. It's part of this, like you said before. It's part of the soul.
Mm-hmm.
But if we don't give it, like where was it here? If it's not fed through du'a or ibadat, it'll let's say die,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't go. It's
Mhm.
just more. It's just not alive.
Mm-hmm. Any other? Somebody raised hands from here. All right. Okay. So what's your name, brother?
Hussein.
Hussein. Yeah, correct. These four things which Allah has given it to us, they will never ever go away. They can't fade away. They will remain forever. They are there, we are created. Yeah. The example ulama they give, if you're doing sin, if you're not, for example, a person is there, he's drinking, he's doing zina, he's not wearing hijab, nothing, disobedient to parents, all those sins he's doing, he will reach in a position, because first time when a person does a sin, There's an inner voice of like Qabil, when the first murder took place in the world by a brother killing his brother. That was Qabil, the first murder on the planet. So when he killed, he was really worried because he was not a kind of chain killer. He was not a very experienced killer. He was a poor guy. Just he killed a person because of his bad quality of feeling jealous. So his dhamir and his conscience was telling him, what have you done? All these things. He was confused. He had no idea. He had no idea of burying anybody. Then he learned the burying from the blackbird and came and burying something. All these long story. So when a person is doing first time, his conscious voice is very high. Don't do that. What have you done? Oh Allah, astaghfirullah, tawbah, astaghfirullah, very bad. Then second time when he's doing, that conscious voice is reduced. Now he's saying loudly, don't do it, don't do it. Third time, the voice is going lower. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. He reaches on a position, his example is like that. If somebody's shouting and you put a cushion on his mouth, look at his voice, you will still hear the voice. But his voice will be very, very low, as if he's whispering, or sometimes very, very weak whisper. Same thing happens with our conscious. Conscious is there. We should be waking them up. This is why Hadith is saying, prophets came to wake up humans' conscious. They didn't come from something from outside. They just wanted to wake up humans' conscious. As our conscience is awake, we will be successful. If you are dealing with a non-Muslim, try to wake his conscious. He's your friend, your colleague, in college, in university, in school. Question should be raised, should be fundamental question. That why did you come in this world? What's the reason of creation? What's the purpose of your creation? Fundamental questions should be asked from them. What will happen later on? The world look like useless. We are coming, eating, drinking, having kids, all these things, and then finish. I don't like that. It doesn't fit my nature. My nature is saying I should remain forever. So these are fundamental questions. When you should be dealing with non-Muslim, you should be tackling them with these type of questions. Especially with the conscious, because everybody has conscious. And they have the voice, even though their voice of their conscious is very low. So we should remove the dust out of it. There's sometimes dust or some pillow and some cushion covering the voice of our conscious, which is stopping us from it. So, and apart from all these 4 inner prophets, we have 124,000 prophets, including 14 Ma'sumin. And after 14 Ma'sumin, in the time of Ghaibat, we have ulama and scholars, which are all the time calling us from outside. There are 414 from inside. Yeah.
How Moses, Jesus, they each have 12 disciples as well as Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Are these disciples, are they counted as ma'sumin or not?
These disciples, we can, if if these disciples are considered to be, because some like for Prophet Jesus, like one of his disciples actually told the enemies that he's there. So not all the disciples are, which are called Hawariyun, are good. And we can't consider them all. But out of these disciples, we had some of the Ma'sumin as well. And they were good as well. Okay, remember Jesus. So let's have another question here again. And this one also with gift, inshallah, is what is the name of... This question actually joins with 2 questions. What is the name of mother of Bibi of Imam Sahib Zaman Ajjallahu Ta'ala Farajah? Narjis. Narjis is an Arabic name, real name.
Sayyid Narjis.
You have answered? Let the youth get the gift, please. Yeah. Malika. Yeah. Are you the same one? Are you Shakiba? No? Laiba, yeah? Laiba. All right. Malika, probably you've seen in The Princess of Rome, the cartoon, the animation cartoon, which is good animation cartoon made by Iran. And that is first time they made a high quality animation cartoon, which normally they didn't used to make it. And it's a good one. It's available on internet. And some centers actually, they do it on...
They did a screening here.
Yeah, they did a screening. That's good, yeah. So probably you got that from that movie, and maybe. And I knew that this, because before that cartoon, when I used to ask anybody, nobody used to give answer. But after this cartoon was released, our questions are going, everybody knows the question. But there's another one. Imam Zamana's maternal grandfather, from his mother's side, he's a famous one. And what's his name in Arabic and English? Sorry?
I don't know his name, but he's the last disciple of Prophet Jesus.
Exactly. You gave a good
What is
sign.
his name, though?
He is the last disciple of Prophet Jesus. Because Imam Zamana is half European, half Eastern, half Arab, half Roman. From mother side, he's a Roman and he's Western. Because Allah created him in a way, he was born in a family because he has to conquer the West and the East. So he's half Eastern, half Western as well. So from his Western family, his mother was Malika, in Arabic Narjis Khatun, which was changed by Imam Hassan Askari, the name. But grandfather of Lady Malika is a very famous one, who is the last disciple of Jesus, whose grave is still in the Rome. And he has a very big and long history. I wish if somebody can say his name, at least in any language, no matter in Arabic or English, in any language. This, I don't think that you can find that in cartoon. It's a very famous English name as well. And nowadays you find many people with that name as well.
John?
Now what is it?
John?
No, John. Now just take some different bunch of names and have a try it. Oh. No, is it not? Yusha is one of the representative. Yeah? Huh? What is it? Caesar. No, Caesar was totally not that. No, Caesars and Caesars. Anybody knowing the answer? This should. No? Defeat is accepted. Yeah, that can be done for. We'll leave this for tomorrow. This question, but don't Google it, please. Number one. All right, this pen is not working. Yeah, let's go forward. Here it is. Okay, what will happen if you don't take care of nafs amara? The verse of Quran is saying, فَاتَّقُوا النَّارَ الَّتِي وقودها الناس والحجارة أعدت للكافرين. Guard yourself against the fire whose fuel will be people and stone. You need fuel for everything, but the fuel of fire of hell will be human being and stone. That is the strongest verse, one of the stronger verse, where it will pull us and push us to go and try to bring reform in our lives. And especially when I see these clips, let me see, I can open the clip. When we listen to hadith of Prophet saying that fire of hell is 40 times hotter than the fire of this world. When we listen that, and when we look at especially the scenes of volcano, that time, imagine a person falling in this. وَاتَّقُوا النَّارَ الَّتِي وُقُودُهَا النَّاسُ وَالْحِجَارَةُ. That safeguard yourself from the fire whose fuel is stones and human being. These are all melting stones, and the temperature is so high that this person who is near to that, he has to wear his special dress. And as you can probably, they will zoom it in the person. Yeah. This is a very small picture, we can say, for fire of hell. So in order to keep away ourselves from this, we have to reform ourselves. But remember, the fire of hell we have is not created by Allah for us. In other words, when a mother says to his kid, go and bring, in the old time they used to burn the fires and wood and all these things, says to his mother, the mother says to the child, go and bring some fire, I'm feeling cold. So the son asks, where should I bring the fire from? The mother says in angry mode, go bring it from the hell. The son was clever. He said, Mom, there's no fire in the hell. We just send the fire from here. And that fire is created in the result of our action. Even if there is a fire, that's not because of, for us. It's not going to burn it. If a pious person, for example, by mistake he falls in the fire of hell's nature is like that. It's not going to burn him. If a orphan child, poor child, he falls down by mistake in the fire of hell, that fire is not going to burn it. That fire is clever. It's not like this fire of this world. This fire is blind. If you throw the child in it, the child will burn. If it's all good or bad, it'll burn everything. But the fire of hell is a clever fire which can recognize people. So what we should be doing, every day we like many things, we dislike many things. So sometimes it's due to the order of Nafs Ammara. And sometimes we dislike something which is due to the order of wisdom. So how we should understand, differentiate, the decision I am making is because of Nafs Ammara, or the decision I'm making is because of my wisdom. This is the main question. Many people, in the history, they were making mistakes because they had no idea that am I following my wisdom? Am I following Nafs Ammara? So this is the answer we should find it. Or in other words, the thoughts which are coming in our mind, how we can find out these thoughts, because before action there is a thought coming in our mind. This thought which is coming in our mind, is it a wisdom or Nafs Ammara? For example, getting angry on someone, I hate someone who's person who I hate him, he's not enemy of God, not prophet, not imam, he's just good guy. But why do I hate him? Why do I have this type of feeling toward him? This is Nafs Ammara which is telling us. To hate somebody who's a good guy, who's a Muslim guy, who's lovers of Ahlul Bayt. So why should I hate him? Probably I hate him because of his personal differences I have with him, or probably he bothers me personally. So I don't have a right to hate somebody who bothers me. I can't have grudge toward him who has bothered me personally. If somebody bothers Allah or Ahlul Bayt, yes, that makes sense. So now there's a question here, like, inshallah, many people are going ziyarat, and I advise every single person of you to go ziyarat, especially in Arba'in. A friend of mine was saying here, he's sitting here as well, he says that I've gone 3-4 times to ziyarat. He's a youth and young, and especially for youths and youngsters, definitely try to go every year. If you can't make it every year, at least make it within 1 year, every consecutive year. Go to the ziyarat of Karbala and other ziyarats as well, which is really very, very powerful tool which will bring you near Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Or going to Qom, to Karbala, to Mashhad. What is the purpose of doing ziyarat? What is the purpose of going to Qom, Mashhad and all these things? Or what is the purpose of listening to the lectures and majalis, all these things we get together? Or what is the purpose of this workshop? Why we are here? The answer is to get rid of Nafs Ammara. So how we can pull ourselves out of the jail of Nafs Ammara? because we have both of them, and how we can change this nafs amara, because we have nafs amara here, and the way is here to change nafs amara to nafs lawama. Have any idea on what's nafs lawama?
Like the good side of your rule?
Good side, yeah, but more exactly, can you be more exact? Yeah.
It's not better than nothing but it's also not worse than nothing, like the middle one.
Middle one, yeah, almost, but not the exact answer I'm looking for. Okay, let's go further on. How we can change nafse amara to nafse lawama. That's our target. To fight with Satan and to change nafse amara, which is a bad one. And nafse lawama, as you both said, it's something which is positive, which is better, all these things. All right, that's correct answer, but not 100% exact answer. What's 100% exact answer? What is nafse lawama? Nafs lawama is something which gives you feeling of guiltiness after doing wrong. That is the main thing. We have to change nafs amara to nafs lawama. Nafs amara is saying, he punched you, you should punch him twice. He kicked you, you should kick him harder. He pushed you, you should push him harder. But if sometime you have done the sin and you punched him harder, now nafs lawama is saying, oh my God, I've done something wrong. That's very bad. Our target is to wake up this nafs lawama before committing bad action. Normally what happens, after when Zulaykha made a plan to encounter Yusuf, invited him toward the sin, and he rejected her, and then he was thrown into the jail. After that they say, Al-an hasas al-haq. Now then she started thinking, I've done something wrong. Alright, he was my slave, but I shouldn't be treating him that way. Joseph told Zulaykha, my body is your slave, but my soul is free from anybody's slavery. My soul can't go and commit the sin toward, you are inviting me toward fornication and adultery. I'm not going to do that because my soul is free. So when Zulaykha threw and blamed and accused him of sin, and then after that when Yusuf was there, then she started saying, oh, I've done wrong. Her nafs amara was telling her, but when did it tell? When the crime was taking place. In the same way with Umar ibn Sa'd as well. When he killed Imam Hussein, after that he was saying, oh, I wish I didn't do that. There's no benefit for that. You've already partook in shedding Imam Hussein's blood. And now your nafs lawama is saying, oh, I've done bad. Normally, when you are in extreme position of crime or sin or offense, nafs lawama doesn't wake up at that time. When you committed the sin and the sin is finished, after that, if you still have iman, that nafs lawama will tell you, oh, you have done wrong. But some people are so bad that after committing the offense and crime and sin, it's still their nafs lawama is telling them nothing, because their voice of conscience is gone all the way down. So our target is now to strengthen our nafs lawama, which is normally telling us that you have done wrong after doing the wrong thing. All right? Yeah, it says us when we do something wrong, it says us that it's wrong, you shouldn't have done it, and all these things are related to the voice of conscience all the time telling us. Some people, after doing sin, they're negative, like their nafs lawama is so weak, they say, I've done something right, I've done right, I should have done that. You should learn from me, I should teach him, I've done something good. Next time you will see his attitude will be different from me. Means their nafs lawama is gone very weak. After doing the sin, the negative power is stronger than the positive one. On the other hand, some people, after doing good action, bad action, all the time they keep telling themselves bad thing. Oh my God, I've done something bad. All these things, because negative thinking in Islam is not allowed. But some places negative things are good, like thinking negatively about yourself. If you think positively about yourself, that I'm good, you will never ever progress. If you think negatively about yourself, you'll progress. Some qualities are bad, but in some other sense they are good, like being greedy. Being greedy is bad, but if you are greedy in achieving knowledge, it's good to achieve knowledge. Like being miser is bad, but if you are miser in time management, you don't give your time to everybody, that's good to be miser in this place. You should be miser in your time. Time is most valuable thing. You should be greedy in achieving knowledge. In the same way, fear is bad, is a bad quality. You shouldn't be afraid, you should be brave. But fear is a good quality for women. They should be afraid. Afraid of what? Afraid of mingling with non-mahram. It should be good. It's good quality for women, for the girls, to be afraid of non-mahram. In the same way, there are many different qualities which are bad in some situation. There are some good in some situation. So here, nafs lawama is a nafs which is all the time telling us that you are guilty, you are the one who made the fault. So what exactly is nafs lawama? How I can change my nafs amara to nafs lawama? If I've gone weak, my nafs lawama is weak, so one of the way I can do it is creating my inner voice. I should create my inner voice, keep telling myself. If there is not naturally, my inner voice is gone so weak, there is a cushion on its mouth, so I should create that again, my inner voice, and tell myself that I have done something wrong. Or another way is that, waking up our sleeping guide or conscious. These are two ways where inner voice all the time tells us what is our sleeping guide or conscious. Sleeping guide is already there, but it's sleeping. We should wake him up. He's the guide. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given it to us. So these are two ways where we can wake up our conscious. Like Hur was a person whose conscience was sleeping, but when he saw the situation, when he saw Imam Hussein's treatment, how politely they were treating, and how their kids were struggling, at that time Hur says to his son, "Karamat zun dunya za'ila, wannasu ila al-akhirati rahila." That, oh my son, all of these material things, the beauty, the fashion, the good, the power, the money, the wealth, the house, all of these things will finish one day. And all those good money I will get from Umar ibn Sa'ad, that will finish as well. Why shouldn't we invest for hereafter? Everything in the world is temporary. All these temporary things will finish. Why shouldn't I invest for hereafter? So he invested, and he woke up his sleeping conscious, and he created his inner voice. We should create inner voice, and for creating inner voice, we should speak to ourselves and check what I have done is right or wrong. What I am doing, what I have done, or what I will be doing later on in future is right or wrong. Because it's a very important one. Outer advice. We said outer advice are the prophets. Outer advice are Masumeen. Outer advice are scholars. They will not work at all if there is no inner advice. If you are coming and going back, listening to speeches, listening to the father, listening to the mother, you probably had experience as well. If your father is saying something and you believe something, some other things, no matter how much emphasis he or she, your father or your mother puts, his words will not go inside your mind. Why? Because there is no intention from inside. There is no decision from inside. You didn't decide it. So we should decide and create our inner voice. If we are able to create our inner voice and wake up our conscious, so this outer advice and suggestion will work. If there is no inner voice, these outer suggestions are just useless. They're not going to work. Like example I gave you for parents, Nafs Amara will make you enemy of those who tries to guide you. This is very bad. Some people, some scholar, if they are telling you, for example, to do hijab, saying to pray, So what reply Nafsi Ammara will tell you to give? He will say, it's my personal issue. It's none of your business. I don't pray. It's up to me. I don't do hijab. It's up to me. I don't care about religion. It's up to me. These are the answer what Nafsi Ammara will give. Nafsi Lawama will say, yes, I have this bad quality. I should improve this bad quality. He will accept it. Because there are, our ulama scholars, they say that no matter how bad you are, but there are few things, never ever do them. No matter how wicked I am, no matter how wicked and bad character is our character, but there are few things we shouldn't even think about them to go near them. What is this? Or out of few things, the first one is, no matter how bad you are, no matter how many sins you have done, no matter how strong your nafsi ammara is, no matter how weak your nafsi lawama is, no matter how deep sleeping is your guide is there, how deep sleeping your conscience is, first of all, number one, never ever forget the door of repentance. Mu'min is the one, he does sin at the morning, then after 5 minutes he repents again. He might be doing sin after, for example, 5 minutes he did the repentance. Again he might be committing the sin, but then again he does the repentance. Probably, example of hadith is saying if you break your repentance 70 times a day, which normally people don't do it, which is too much. The extreme example is given. If you break your repentance 70 times a day, you can come back. There's a way to come back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You might be saying it's useless. He's doing sin 70 times and 70 times he's repenting. No, it's not useless. This is the most effective way. Because if mu'min does sin, he shouldn't be like that. Oh, I'm disappointed. I shouldn't be going to the mosque. I'm a very bad guy. I'm a very bad boy. I'm a very bad girl. No. Totally opposite. If you are doing something bad, you should be purposely coming to the mosque. Why? Because the hadith is saying mu'min is the one, he does sin. It's not saying mu'min is the one who doesn't do sin. He does sin, but immediately after doing sin, he quickly comes to the mosque. He quickly goes to a place where he can get some advice, some nasiha, to the piety. If we do, no matter how extreme bad we are, if we don't lose this one, keep doing the sin after, if we are keep doing the sin, keep doing the repentance. This is the first one. And the second thing, which is very, very dangerous as well, never ever eat anything haram. As we mentioned, food in beginning. This is the second thing. Never ever eat, because food destroys your iman like cancer destroys your health from inside. What is cancer? Like the cells are generating, they are gone wild, they are gone, you are almost dead from inside. And for example, if somebody is diagnosed, his cancer is in his last stage, doctor tells him that you can't be healed or cured. Your cancer is all the way in final situation, final stage, and there is no hope for you. But remember, you look healthy, but you are, from inside, you are totally dead. Haram food does the same thing. It destroys your conscience. It destroys your inner voice. Even Imam of time comes and do nasiha and advises you, it's not going to affect. Let alone the scholar and alim and all these things, let alone the book and Quran. This is the reason why Imam Hussein was keep doing nasiha and advice and suggestion. When they were not listening, in the end, final words of Imam Hussein says that your stomachs are filled with haram. That's why my words are not affecting you. Means you don't have any proper inner voice which you can listen. So no matter how wicked a person is, number one, never ever forget the repentance. Number two, never go to near haram food. And number three, and the last one, and the most important one is, no matter you are mingling with bad people, no matter you are joining wicked company, bad people's company, no matter how bad you are, don't let the love of good ones leave your heart. Don't let the love of good one depart your heart. And don't let the love of bad one enter your hearts. If you have the love of good ones in your heart, and the hate of bad ones in your heart, even if you are indulged and involved in the sin, this is the second, third most important. And who are the good one? best ones are Ahlul Bayt. Best one are Prophet and his holy progeny. If we have these three things, definitely there is a chance of us to come back again toward Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Most important three factor. The worst people can return with these three factor. The worst person: repentance, not eating haram, keeping the love of good ones in your heart, and keeping the hate of bad one in your heart. These are three things not to be forgotten. All right. So here is that we should Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. All right. Oh my God. All right. So we want to create our inner guide. If you don't create our inner guide, our conscience is not going to awake. So the guidance will not work and these guidance will not affect, as I told you right now. So if you want the guidance and words of Ahlul Bayt, words of Allah to affect you, we should create our inner guide. So how can we know our nafs lawama? Recognizing nafs lawama is very important. Here is a formula. If somebody guides us, if we don't get upset and assume it our friend. This is one of the formula. If somebody tells you, hey, you have this bad habit, leave it. Even if his mode is a bit bad and the way he's saying is a bit bad, if you accept it and if you like it what he's saying, then your nafs lawama is away. But if you say, no, I'm right, who is he to say me that? This is a sign that our nafs lawama is very weak, which will strengthen our inner voice, our guiltiness. And the second one is, if we accept the guidance, it means our nafs amara is returning to the nafs lawama. We should accept the guidance. Whenever somebody says you, oh, you have this something wrong, shaitan whispers us immediately. Look at the temperature. Our temperature goes up and up. We get angry. No, I'm okay. When you defend yourself on something wrong, at this time you shouldn't be defending. Like that guy who was drinking and he was bad. A scholar comes to him and tells him so bad, but he was drinking. He says, you are right, whatever you are saying. I am bad. He accepted his wickedness, even though he had a habit of drinking. He was drunk. When a scholar tells him off and says, La'natullahi alal, the curse of Allah be on those people who drink, but he accepted. He says, you are right. And Allah guided him. He became better than that scholar later on. Why? Because he accepted what he was doing. If you don't accept, oh, I'm all right, I'm okay. My dress is all right, my dress code is all right, I pray on time or not on time, it's all right, that's my lifestyle, I'm happy with it. So we'll never ever progress for it. If we think ourselves that person who is guiding me is my guide, those people who don't like their guide, their example is like those people who are closing their eyes in front of reality. If you close your eyes in front of reality, the reality is not going to change. You are just hiding yourself. You are just closing your eyes. So if a person wants to guide us, if we assume he's our enemy, we might be thinking, oh, he's a jealous, we might be creating our reasons for it. He's a bad guy, he doesn't like me, he doesn't like my father, we had a bad relationship with him, we have a family problem, that's why he's pulling my leg, all these things. So if you think about it, so remember, still we have nafs lawama there. And big question of the history, what is fault of Ahlul Bayt? Why all were killed? The fault of Ahlul Bayt was this: they were guiding, that's all. They used to guide people, and people never ever liked that guidance. If you don't like the guidance, we will be the enemy of Ahlul Bayt. Okay, I am not what he's saying. I'm a bad guy. But at least I should accept what he's saying is right. What he's saying is right. Even though I'm not according to the standard of religion, and I'm not right. But if I accept that, that's all right. One day Allah will pull me out of this, out of my bad situation, and He will bring me to the guidance. So, we have not really. So nafs lawama, we should give those who have nafs lawama, they love nasihat and guidance. Those who have nafs ammara, they hate the nasihat, they hate the advice. I don't like advice. No, I should love advices. I should love suggestions. This is the sign of people who have nafs lawama. This is why normally our teachers tell us that when you go to some elderly, no matter a scholar or ordinary person, tell him, please advise me. Advising is very, very important. This is why Prophet, peace be upon him, Imam Ali alayhi salam used to say to his companion, advise me, give me advice. So the person said that, Imam, I should give you advice? Imam said, yes, you. He was thinking that I made some mistake, that Imam is asking me for advice. How can I advise you? You are the one who guide whole and entire world. Then at that time, Ali ibn Abi Talib says, Allah has placed the effect in listening, which is not placed in the tongue. The ears have some effect. For example, I'm advising you. You will have better effect because you are listening. And if you advise me, I will have better effect, because ears are very important thing in learning. Ears are more important than eyes in learning situation. That's why in new learning system they use audio a lot, because ears are very important for listening. And in Quran said, inna sam'a wal basara. In Quran first it says your ears, then your eyes. And first are your ears. So telling, advising is very important. Imam is informing us that he doesn't need guide himself. Actually, he's telling us and teaching us that you should be getting guidance from your parents. You should be getting from guidance from your friend. That what are my faults? And the best friend is the one who tells you your faults and defects. We think the worst friend is the one who tells my defects and the faults. Al-mu'minu miratul mu'min. Mu'min is mu'min's mirror. When you look at the mirror, look at the quality of mirror. Mirror tells you your faults, number one. Yes, he tells us. And mirror tells you your faults to you, not anybody else. It doesn't, when somebody comes in for a mirror, his face is visible. So if you want to tell to your friends his fault, you should tell him or her, not anybody else. And mirror tells you your fault quietly and silently with no sound. It doesn't shout, oh, he's doing something wrong. No. He tells you, and he tells you very silently and quietly. If you want to say any fault to your friend, or if you want to ask your friend to tell you your faults, these are the conditions. Tell him only, tell her only. And tell him or her quietly and silently. And what is my responsibility if somebody tells me? My responsibility to give him very nice response. Thank you for that. That is the best gift you can ever gift me. Better than any money. The hadith Imam is saying, who gives me my fault, he's my best friend and he has given me my best gift. Because he's improving me. He's giving me my personal development. So the result is that every day what we can do, we should listen one lecture at least. Half a lecture, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, or read a book, whatever. If you are, nowadays people drive a lot, you can, when you are driving, you should keep some USB, flash disk, or whatever CD, you should listen something on your daily basis as you're listening other things. Nohas, they are good, Nohas, Nasheed, but beside Nohas, at least get some knowledge of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salatu wassalam. Especially in the car, normally people listen Nohas. It's good to listen Nohas. Keep the time for that as well, and keep time for listening majalis, and listening speeches, listening apart from lectures, listening some nasheed, apart from nasheed and all these things, listening some nasiha, which is because Imam Ali alayhi salam says to Imam Hassan, your hearts die, and if you want to give life to your hearts get life from advices and suggestion. If you want to take nafs al-lawama to nafs ammara to nafs al-lawama, this is one of the way where we can do it. Means every day. In the end, I just want to say you the example of Imam Khomeini, and also President Rajai was Iran's president. He learned the same quality from Imam Khomeini and he used that as well. He was not alim. He was president and he was martyred actually. He was, I think, second president of Iran or first after revolution. It's said to be he, as an ordinary person, he followed the same habit of Imam Khomeini. He asked two scholars to come at his place, one at morning when he was about to leave to go to his presidential house and the office, and one when he returns. Two scholars used to come at his place, one at morning, one at night. For what reason? He told him, come and do nasiha and advise me. At morning, one of them, when he was about to leave for a job, when he was about to leave and meet people and deal with people. And one, when he used to come tired, there was one ready there, alim as well. And he requested them, and they used to advise him twice a day. And then he became Rajai. And same thing Imam Khomeini used to do. He had two teachers of akhlaq. Two teachers teaching him ethics and akhlaq and advising him every day 2 hours, which is a lot, which is more than 700 hours a day. He was not wasting. It is what we need. We can do that. Nowadays we have wasted so much time in our cars and different places, putting earphones, listening different things. We can listen this one as well. That at least you can instead of 1 hour, you can do it half an hour at morning, half an hour at evening, or at least 15 minutes a day. That's possible. That's feasible. If you listen that, we can change our nafs al-lawama to nafs al-ammara. Nafs al-ammara to nafs al-lawama. Unfortunately, we were not able to finish it. So our time is also finished. We just have a few minutes left.
Do you want to continue tomorrow the same?
We will continue the same, and we will add because I prepared other presentation for tomorrow. Anyway, we can add quickly go in brief, and we can add the other part of it, inshallah. We don't have any minutes, no minutes left. Okay, finish. All right. We'll keep any question and answer Q&A session for later on to tomorrow, and please recite loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.